Welcome to the ULI podcast where I am mad hungover. I'm also Brian.
This Chris.
Josh. And your favorite pothead, Sir D's.
And we are back again, ready to kick that shit, have a good time. A little sluggish, bone, but we gonna get through it.
Throw that, man.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna have a good show. Bring y'all that ULI energy like we do. Talk about all these topics we got lined up. It's gonna be a doozy. We got a couple shots going this time because, you know, niggas ain't got topics, you know, and rules is rules.
Yeah.
So, as you see, we do punishments on the show, and we got to man up to the BS. So, whenever we see, you know, some fault in some hinges in the armor, you know what I'm saying? People not coming to war ready, not bringing topics, and all kind of other shit y'all see in the show, there's punishments. One is a shot, which our good brother's about to do. The other is a $10 cash app to the 805 Entertainment, and also the Stay Ready push-ups, because we might be going on a boat or to Jamaica again. We don't know. It's all coming back on the loose.
It's all up in the air.
It's coming back on the loose. We don't know what's happening.
What's going on?
We put it in our special events coordinator's lap, and he gonna come through with something. But shit, y'all can throw them back whenever y'all feel like it.
I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it.
Pressure.
These shots by saying, if y'all just knew the type of night that we had last night down in LA.
Good times.
It was good times.
I'm not just hungover.
It was
for
a
no
long
reason.
night. But yeah, so these shots mean a lot more. This
Real punishments for sure.
for that.
We're gonna
sure.
start calling shit like that Weird Thursdays because I had a weird ass Thursday.
It was so random.
It was fun.
It was fun. I'd do it again.
Didn't expect. I thought I was gonna be on some kicker shit. Really, just weird. Well, we definitely thought it was gonna be a lot more low key than it was.
Oh yeah.
Turned out to be
In a way, it was low key, but yeah, it was high key low key.
You just never know what can happen when you open for it, yeah. But we got topics. I'm gonna bring y'all the Brian Flores shit. That's been a hot one to those that follow ESPN or the sports world or football in general. You probably heard about this, so I'm gonna talk about that one.
Okay.
We also gonna talk about Joe Rogan and his craziness and with Spotify and all that.
How he's getting old, pretty much.
Yeah, and Sherman had his topic.
We talking about. Is it our duty to restrain women when they hit on us and shit, or do we have the right to hit them motherfuckers back?
Let that marinate. Let that settle.
No question.
Let that breathe. But yeah, we're gonna give y'all all that. You have a good episode. Bring y'all that energy. Already got some shots popping, so this gonna be one of them ones. Let's get in.
Y'all got them down. Let's get into it.
The first topic, Brian Flores. This is ex-coach in the NFL, you know, sport that I love to watch. A lot of us love to watch. I'm trying to get Brian into it.
Man, I've lost interest in basketball this season. So.
Yeah, it's a hard sell. Huh? But Brian Flores, ex-coach for the Miami Dolphins, he's officially filing litigation, suing the NFL for discrimination.
Right.
You know, it's a big step. I don't think anybody's really ever came at them for this kind of charge and litigation. The whole thing, right? And he cited first his firing in Miami. He's black coach. He got 2 winning seasons under his belt.
He was doing good.
10-7, 9-8. He was on the cusp this year of making the playoffs. You know, the team is not great. Yeah. But he got them there. Decent.
They won like 5
in a row.
They was winning games. This year, like towards the end, bro. They was good dudes doing their thing.
And he's cited that the coach, the owner was telling him to tank games, offered him $100,000 for each loss of the season, just so they can get better draft picks. Like the integrity of the game is being asked to be compromised. I mean, he wouldn't stand up, dude. This is look like a no nonsense type of brother. If y'all seen his interviews,
man, all of his pictures is
stone faced. You know, like no jokes coming out of him, like all business and real militant. You know, so he don't really get down like that. A good brother, I think most would categorize him as, but still got treated in this way by those type of people, you know? Like he was, an outcast. Like he didn't do his job to a standard that these organizations is dreaming for, right? And then so that's part of the lawsuit. And then he also had a job interview with the Giants, the New York Giants, and one of his former head coaches that he used to work for, Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches, people would say, in the National Football League's history, reached out to congratulate him before he even had the interview, saying that, you know, the higher ups of the Giants organizations love you, Brian. You know, they want you as their guy.
Wrong Brian.
He thought he was texting Brian DeBall or whatever his name is, another one of his ex coaches that works for him. But yeah, wrong Brian. What he said, white Brian, black Brian. He texted black Brian what he was supposed to text white Brian, and he had to clean it up. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. I misread it and still sent it. Yeah, so he tried to clean that up, but dude screenshotted it and put it out there on social media, and you know how Twitter do. So. Y'all know I love the NFL. All that to say, y'all know I love the NFL. We've seen Colin Kaepernick. We've seen the way CTE and how they handled that, and we've just seen all the bullshit with this sport. Is it time to let the football league go? Is this a trash ass league or what?
I think it's definitely time to hold these motherfuckers on their bullshit.
Because I love the sport.
A lot of people have been letting them get by with what he says, a lot of racial injustices, and they practice how they move in the NFL, whether it's hiring, how they treat the players, how the league is like 70% black.
And we got one active head coach.
One black, like who?
Mike Tomlin, and he got to win every year. He got to win have winning seasons every year, and he barely keeping his job. It seemed like,
Sherman lie on that one. It's 71% black.
Uh-oh. We like that? That's where we at?
71%.
Ooh, this is real particular. It's real particular. Okay.
It's 71% black. I heard this today by Shannon Sharp. Oh, Shay Shay.
Oh, you better hope Shay Shay ain't lead you wrong.
Shay Shay said that today.
So
he would know.
1%.
Shay Shay would know.
Shannon would know.
He said
Didn't I say about 70%?
Why are you looking that up?
I thought I said
my 2 cents
about
is like from the outside looking in. Football, the NFL is like a broken league.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The players don't really. They don't coddle the players almost at all unless they're white and famous. And then they'll coddle them as much as they want to.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning,
seeing
Aaron Rodgers,
seeing like people who are dedicated football fans, like from the outside looking in. Again, it just seems like a whole. It's like a cult. It's like a cult. It's like a cult that the NFL runs. So it's a lot of power and money being tossed around. So that's a hard thing to change the NFL. It's almost like the Sherman would say about the police system. Like, like how are you going
bad apples, huh? Yo, batch of spoils.
Right. Yeah, it's built to work like that. The system works like that. That's why one thing that I didn't really notice. Until somebody said it on this podcast, I didn't. When you see the headlines like black coaches get fired and white coaches get there's a whole different set of words for what happens to them when they leave.
Like they come to an understanding, mutually parting ways, seeking other employment. Right. All these kind of things, or they get to resign. And John Gruden's case. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, I've seen approximately 70%. I'm looking for 71s specifically.
Ooh. Does that mean 2 shots about to happen?
But it says approximately 70 in the Google search.
What did you say, Sherman?
70.
He said 70%.
But check what about the NFL Network?
Online network.
Yeah, they online.
I don't know, unless Shay Shay leaves wrong. Come on, Shay Shay. Man.
He said 71, man.
He did say it. I seen it today on the Undisputed.
He might.
He might. Yeah.
Why would he say 71 though? That sounds like why wouldn't
the
he just
same
say,
reason I said 70? It sound right.
I think 70 is like a number you toss out. 71 is like a number
you must know.
Yeah,
it is more specific. I choose 70 because to me it's like 2/3, the closest to like 2/3 black for me.
Whatever. If we don't find whatever document he saw, we ain't gonna know. It's gonna have to be 70.
This is from Statista. I don't even know what that is, but 2020, this is 57.5.
Oh my! What about now?
That's it in 2020.
That's 2020.
That's 2 years ago.
But that's 20% difference.
Sure, that's big.
I've never heard of that little period though.
Right, exactly.
Huh. Well,
yeah, but
either way, do y'all think he has
approximately 70 right there is what the Google says.
I'm sorry, but I think we're gonna have to roll with Sherman on this one.
What about Shay Shay? I can't look at that. Shay Shay up.
Shay Shay is not.
Is he credible to know percentages? Is he an analytic person?
Hey, he's an analyst.
That's word of mouth, no matter who it comes from.
That's word of
mouth, man.
I got documents to back mine up.
I would believe Shannon over that approximation.
But it's so. I mean, we're splitting hairs. Approximately 71%. Like
split you alive.
We're the one who called it. Now I think more you're going to have to swallow this one.
Oh well, I called, so it's my I can.
Choose your punishment.
Hell yeah, I ain't taking.
Oh, he didn't set the parameter. He did.
Hell yeah, I would do some. I do the Cash App.
There you go. He said, I'm gonna do some Cash Apps. He said, fuck it.
But you got Matt Patricia in Detroit with multiple losing seasons.
And he was supposed to be the next gifted, coach out here.
This man still got his job. You got to do for the Houston Texans. They interviewed Josh McCown.
He also has an interview still scheduled.
Yeah,
which I don't think he's gonna get. Brian Flores
coaching high school football.
McCown?
Yeah.
He played for like 12 years. Don't quote me. But.
Oh, well, he did. He played
a minute.
There's so many different scenarios. Like, bro, why come these dudes ain't getting no opportunity? And a special teamer getting interviews left and right. And
Rich Versace was a special teamer. He did well though. He got us to the playoffs. We could have won that game against the Bengals, but that's neither here nor there. Could have, should have, would have. I can't go hold you.
But there's only one black NFL coach in the league. That's Tomlin,
head coach. Yeah,
that's.
A lot of eligible and worthy offensive coaches and special teams and wide receiver coaches.
And what Brian Flores, what he's doing, he's suing the NFL.
Big step.
Like, hopefully that doesn't. He got an interview with the Saints coming up.
And the Texans too.
Yeah, so that's good that they still giving him, since he's suing the NFL.
But you know how the NFL does, though. They will close ranks around each other too.
You think he got a shot at landing any one of these jobs?
No. After suing the NFL,
not after bringing a lawsuit.
Yeah, not a lawsuit. Nah.
Do you think he got a shot at winning the lawsuit?
There's a lot of evidence. Yeah. There's a lot of evidence.
Yeah. There's and it's a big charge. Like, they haven't been charged with something like this before, have they?
But so remember, Colin Kaepernick.
He won his.
Yeah,
settle.
He won settle for a little lawsuit against it too. But we knew there was no possibility that he was going to come back to the NFL.
Even though he tried. Yeah, he tried.
Even though he tried.
They wasn't gonna do it. They wasn't
gonna
allow.
The organization, they're not. They would rather, would rather stand together. Yeah, we'll give you interviews and stuff for the optics and stuff to say. But at the end of the day, we decided to go a different route.
Yeah, this guy was more qualified to, for what we got going on at this team, whatever it is.
Right.
But we all know what it is.
We know what it is. We know what it is.
Even as a black, you have to be 10 times better than the worst or the best white person the worst white person to qualify for that same shit.
I'm sure we've been here all our lives. You got to be better.
And that still don't trump somebody with a good connection.
Right. Come on.
Somebody that just a guy I like and I want him to work for me. Mm-hmm. That shit's so powerful out here. Right. And I think we might be close to time. So I'll say y'all can put it in the comments how y'all feel about this situation. Brian Flores, good coach. Worthy coach for the head coaching job in the NFL.
For sure.
Pursuing this litigation, you think he got a shot? Still pursuing a career in the NFL? Should he hang up the notepad? Should he just focus on winning the case? Y'all can put it down in the comments how you feel how the impact might be and how that might shake out.
And if nothing else, do y'all think it's time for this shit to change? Finally,
it ain't go.
Yeah, he said something about the hearts and the minds. That's what he wants to change at all this, and that's a tall task and takes decades probably to do.
The owners of the teams are like 60, 70. They stuck in their ways, bro. They ain't changing shit.
Right.
Not only that, bro. When Colin Kaepernick was doing his shit, it was motherfuckers who didn't even watch the NFL like that.
Talking.
Right.
Well, you can see how big the headline is just from him calling them out and putting out a lawsuit. It's a huge headline, so it's going to draw attention. It's going to make all you want people.
He might be in this
people discussing this and the ramifications of the whole thing and the evidence behind it.
I hope you get a job. Shit. Someone sue me. You could try to come in with a job? Nah, man.
No, you can't work for me.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. Sorry, bro.
I hope you get one though. It's a long shot. But hey, man.
CFL might be hiring.
Yeah.
I guess we can preface this with we'll talk about Joe Rogan because that's when I saw the clip. I can't even remember when I saw it, but Joe Rogan talking with Jordan Peterson, who I'm really not sure who this guy is or what he does, but I've seen him have many conversations with other people. I haven't listened to him talk because I'm not interested in what he has to say
at all.
And so this whole clip is out of context, really. But I think sometimes. Just it's like what possibly could you guys have spoken about to have gotten you to that?
I am white. Actually, that's a lie too. I'm kind of tan, and he was actually not black.
If you're tan,
he was sort of brown. Am I?
Because I'm darker than you.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but neither of us are white.
Well, I'm Italian,
and he was brown, not black.
Well, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's really weird.
The black and white thing is so strange because the shades are so
tan and brown.
There's such a spectrum of shades of people. Unless you're talking to someone who is like 100% African from the darkest place where they're not wearing any clothes all day, and they've developed all that melanin to protect themselves from the sun. You know, even the term black is weird. And when you use it for people that are this conversation is going in a direction that it shouldn't really be going. But so Joe Rogan ends up saying, or Jordan Peterson said that apparently I'm white, like being sarcastic. He's like, really, I'm tan, really? I'm like, no, you're kind of a pinkish hue.
It's huge.
I'm looking at
a pale pink.
Yeah.
A pale.
And then Joe Rogan says something along the lines of like, unless he was making a point of literal black, and so I saw what he was saying, but your example was so weird. He's like, unless you're like 100% African in the jungle,
the deepest of the dogs,
also living in
naked,
still tribal, there was this whole thing. I think you could have just not said anything about African blood and said unless your skin color is absolutely black.
Right.
But he could have said that and made a better point.
Right.
But he went and that's how deeply the word black is tied to African, is that he had to add African in the description of black.
Had to be on that whole continent over there.
But black is a color and white is a color for all intents and purposes. Don't call me out because I'm not sure if that's true. People argue that shit. But yeah,
that black and white aren't colors?
Yeah, people argue
like
that.
colorless, I guess, is what they're saying.
Yeah, like white is not a color or something. I think it is though. I mean,
I think black's all the colors, but that's neither here nor there.
It's not, but being defined as such color? A simple color, that's crazy in itself. I've always thought that. Like I'm like somebody sit here and call you black, and then a lot of people would say I'm not black. A lot of black people would say I'm not black. So to me,
because we understand color, we understand that brown is more what we are.
Yeah,
shades of.
Yeah, but when
caramel mochas,
but when you say somebody's black, you're talking about an entire race and culture.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
and I think that's the point that Joe Rogan was ignoring in his example.
Yeah.
Was the construct of the word.
Because when
black,
you're talking about when you're talking about white people, you're doing the same thing.
Completely made up.
We're not saying I'm a European descendant of America.
They're German or they're Italian or we call them all white.
They're white people.
White people.
They're white people.
Yeah, you can argue that there is no such thing as black.
Yeah, that shit is wrong, and for sure.
There's no such thing as black. There's no such thing as white, but their ideologies and constructs
that have gone with it and been ingrained for so long.
This is the thing that gender people try to argue, but gender is not
it's not as abstract.
It's not as abstract as black and white. Yeah. We knew somebody. We knew her gender yesterday.
Well, hey, we understood the assignment.
There's no mental gymnastics you can do to like really justify it.
The way he went about it was very distasteful, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
A couple of white guys making these deep, dark African jokes to, I guess, make a point that you really fell flat on. Like, you did not get to where I think you was trying to get with that. And it's crazy because shit...
What was valid though?
He's already in a weird position of backlash just from the fucking shit he says on his podcast. Has to do with the government or has
misinformation,
to do with
right?
Fucking vaccines and all
they call
shit.
it.
To the point where niggas is trying to boycott Spotify.
Putting pressure on Spotify.
Trying to put pressure on him to remove him, which they haven't yet. As far as
how do you feel about that? Do you think that's even?
Well, there's some context there. Spotify is like the sole owner of the Joe Rogan podcast. Right? They gave him $100 million.
They are contract bound to keep
to come and provide the content for our platform. That's people sell to get Spotify. This is the place you can watch the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't think they gonna let that nigga go over.
He got too many followers.
For that, we giving him $100 million.
It has to be a contract. And if they try to like get rid of Joe Rogan, you're just gonna sue him and make more money.
But on the flip side of that too, if part of your revenue to pay Joe Rogan comes from those other artists that are starting to protest or remove that shit, it does put you in a position.
It would have to be a strong enough.
Yeah.
I saw the India.Arie thing, and I was like, okay, I can listen to India.Arie anywhere else, and I don't really listen to India.Arie.
There's a few other artists that have pulled their stuff off.
But I understand her stance, because being African.
Right. There's a couple white folks who pulled their shit off of there, off his couple podcasts and everything. But
none of them Joe Rogan's level.
Yeah, not enough to affect their money flow to where they will still keep him and not that pressure won't be what these people think that it's going to be. Now, if they do raise that number up and they actually start seeing a dip in their income because you have to pay him from something. So if all your
That
other
starts to
big
be
names
weighs more than
now, exactly. Now it starts to weigh more against your stance or the contract. And Joe Rogan doesn't strike me as the type that's going to change up his talk, his views, none of that.
Yeah, I think he gets away with a lot of it because he's an interviewer and he kind of lets his guests do a lot of talking, but then he gets caught up in what he responds in.
Joe Rogan, I think it's safe to say Joe Rogan is the podcaster. This nigga is probably the first person to go big on a podcast, I think. And he's old.
The standard, though.
He's old too. It's like Whoopi and her faux pas. Like, just shut up.
Your ignorance is showing.
Yeah, your ignorance is showing.
Shut up.
Although I will give it ignorance. I did see where Whoopi was coming from,
because you black.
Or what she was trying to.
I'm sorry.
But
because we're black, because we're black, I can understand why she or how she thought that, but it was wrong.
But
it didn't make it no right.
It's an oversimplification.
Exactly.
I'll frame it because we just talking about it without frame it, Sherman. What Whoopi do?
To her credit, Whoopi received some backlash on from speaking on her show. What show is she on? The View? It's not.
She wasn't on The View when she said it.
No, but she's on The View.
I think it's The View that she's on.
The Holocaust isn't about race. It's not about race. What is it about? Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
So she said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, which got a whole bunch of backlash when she had to apologize. The View suspended her for like 2 weeks for fucking saying this shit. And I understand why people immediately jumped on. So when you think about race and Jewish as being a race, yes, you're absolutely wrong. It was about race. It was actually a point to be made about the difference between that race and the Aryan race type of deal. But I think what she was explaining was it didn't have to do with race as far as color of your skin more than where you were from or what you identify as culturally. Like culturally Jewish, you might be a lighter Jew or a darker Jew, but you're Jewish because that's what you are. With us, when they think race, light-skinned niggas is black, dark-skinned niggas is black, and everybody in between is black.
And that's if you Hebrew, that's if you Muslim, that's if you Christian, Catholic, you black.
I think the point she's trying to make, I think she's trying to make a point.
That's the ignorant shows on her end, though.
Color.
But that's not what she said.
I know, she said race, but I think she meant race as it pertains.
And that just shows how black people think race is color.
Because how we were taught.
Yeah.
We were taught that our race wasn't separated by tribes and this different part of America or this different part of Europe. We weren't.
If you what Trevor say, if you had a drop of it in
a drop of black,
a drop.
That's a rule that was made here for us. We didn't make that rule for ourselves. Yeah. And a lot of light skinned people use that to deny being black. Yeah, I don't care what that rule say. I'm not black.
Yeah. All right, cool, bet.
Everyone
else think you black, though?
Turn out a lot of them got at least a drop of black.
A lot of them got at least a drop.
At least a drop.
But I do think, I don't know, we're race heavy, man. We're in a race heavy climate and shit, so I don't know, man. Hey, let us know in the comments. Y'all gonna quit listening to Joe? No.
And listen to us. Listen to us.
Is black or white a legitimate way to describe an entire group of human beings? Is that's something I want to know.
It's not ideal either.
Well, we ride for our black brothers and sisters, but it's a weird thing.
Yeah, because there's even levels to black.
There's levels to your blackness.
We can get out of here, though.
Yeah, we need to.
So for our last subject, I watched a video with the lead attorney in it talking to what was that, Lapeef or something.
Lapeef was on there.
People.
I remember that name.
But they were talking about, and the women especially were making the point of, is it a man's responsibility to, if a woman is hitting them and they're not hurt, they did give that caveat, it doesn't hurt. To then be responsible for restraining them rather than hitting them back.
How y'all gonna make a wrong right now?
Nobody should hear
that's not making no sense.
I think that Courtney.
Oh no! Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
The interesting thing about it is that they will spend 99.9% of their time trying to get you to figure out how to be more reactive instead of solving the problem, which is you should not put your hands on a man.
And one even went as far to say you get more arrested if you hit them back as opposed to if you just bruise them up by holding
them too tightly.
Too tight or something.
I can tell you arrested is arrested.
I ain't trying to be more arrested.
I can tell you.
You heard the lead attorney. That nigga said there is no such thing as
lost all credibility with her. You're like, okay, she's stupid.
Yeah,
I can't. I can't talk to her.
Personal experience. No matter how the situation was, you as a man will be treated as a criminal.
As a criminal.
As a straight up criminal.
When it comes to a man-woman domestic situation.
And there was no presumption. There was no innocent until proven guilty in my case at all.
Especially if you're a bigger dude than your female. And little women feel like they should get away with just hitting you and shit, throwing shit at you, busting your eye open and shit. And if you try to go to police about them or try to like not hit them back, they come for your masculinity.
Minimize you, yeah.
Like, what? So I'm a bitch if I call the cops on you. But I'm a bitch if I hit you too. Nah, well, you gonna pick one of these bitches today. On God. I'm a firm believer in keep your hands to your motherfucking self.
Yeah, you know I'm a strong second, man. Y'all have heard me on the show before. I don't think nobody put their hands on nobody.
By the time you attack somebody, you put that person in a situation already. Now they have to deal with it.
Defend myself.
I don't think there's any ideal outcome with that.
Right.
You're already in the middle of a physical confrontation, and now you as a man are going to look bad.
I do want to bring up something too. The leader said something very interesting. He said the law or nobody gives a damn about men being hit by women.
Nope.
Where the law or nothing. When she was saying call the police and have them put it on legal paper that she's a woman, a man beater.
He got to be
like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Where do you live at?
Like an eye got to be hanging out of his socket. And
my nigga Dre Holmes couldn't even do that. My nigga Dre Holmes got video footage getting his ass whooped. He couldn't even go to the cops. Nobody got nothing.
You lie, it was Dre Hughes.
What I call him?
Simulate, take a shot.
Yes, sir. What I call him?
You called him Dre Holmes.
Dre Holmes?
Say Dre Holmes.
Sorry.
Whatever his name is. Whole ass nigga. Whole ass nigga. I swear to God. That's what we doing. I done let niggas skate tonight. Okay.
Brian.
I thought we was being cool.
I'm sorry, man.
We ain't being cool. We ain't being cool. Okay.
People, man.
But to your point, with all that
it's mine now.
With all that video footage, he would not be able to be defended by the law in his position. He wouldn't. And even socially, she would still probably get online and pick him out to be the bitch, even though she's the abuser.
Bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
And I think we need to change that stigma. I'm with Chris. I'm not raising my kid.
I think
you don't hit girls.
No, that's not the way.
You teach your daughters. Don't hit people. Period.
Women are the have your cake and eat it too type, where like they want both the best of both worlds in that situation.
They want to be masculine, but then treated femininely.
Revere me, but treat me like an equal, but revere me.
Put me on this pedestal, but also, you know.
Also, I'm just as good as you are, and probably better. That's what they all really think as an entire group. I feel like, and men are I think we are dismissive of women for that very reason. Like
a lot of most of the time,
I got this. I got this shit.
To that point, though, Brian, that's probably why so much of that shit goes unspoken and dismissed and brushed off. Because we as dudes, fuck it, you're not hurting us. You're making yourself look dumb. We dismiss y'all in those cases a lot of times, and y'all take that as acceptance of that kind of behavior until you cross that line, and that same nigga you thought was okay with you fucking punching him in the face every time you get mad, deck you back. And
right,
now you like,
we talk about it on the show.
Like baby boy.
We talk about it on the show every now and then, but like triggers, right? Like you dating a big buff guy, whatever it is, the situation, you a petite girl. If you put in your hands, you don't know what a man triggers could be. Right. He might have a trigger about being abused or whatever like that. So he reactionary, haul off, backhand, you knock you out, whatever it is. He not even that kind of dude.
It doesn't really take much to be real with you.
It don't take much.
No, it don't even have
to put you in that fight flight. It don't take much.
Right. It don't even have to be that deeply intentional either.
No.
Think about the scene from Baby Boy when what's her name? Yvette punched that nigga and Jody hit her back. What'd she say? She said, "You said you would never hit me."
Told you to stop hitting me. Oh shit, Yvette. Come on. Get up, baby.
Get the fuck off of me, Jody!
hit me.
You said you would never hit me, so that means because you know I won't hit you, you just gonna punch me all up in my fucking face?
You got the green light.
You're the wrong one, not him.
Yeah, I think she needed to make that promise.
Right, she's the one that should have made the promise. Because for some reason it's innately like put into us from a young age to respect them as far as not hitting them. But there's no time in history that it's been taught like that you don't put your hands on a nigga either. Let's keep our hands to ourselves. Granted, nowadays the domestic violence charges are getting more, if the dude called first, it's more of a matter of who called the police first when it comes
I think that's the right way to.
Not everybody has that situation. Not everybody gets a chance to be the first one to call the cop.
Right. Whoever tells their story first, right?
You go through your man phone, this nigga sleep, and you come in with a fucking skillet and bop this nigga in the head. Ma'am? You catching these hands.
The ridiculousness of you expecting somebody to have the responsibility to restrain you.
While you in a fit of rage.
Fly off the handle, but you're holding somebody to a higher standard while you are
in the lowest of
the low. Like doing the worst. One of the worst things you could possibly do is like attack another person. Like that's hostile action immediately. And you sitting here talking about why don't you restrain? Like that was really dumb. Like and I like how he broke it down. He's like, so you telling me like, why are you trying to swing at me and hit me? I'm supposed to hold you and then grab the phone. Like she had to know how ridiculous it sounded when it got there.
Wouldn't even let the counters come out because she was so. Well, let me finish. Why you ain't even letting me finish?
And not even acknowledging.
No, we hear you.
By the very fact that it became now a physical confrontation, he is now legally maybe in trouble.
And now you want him to follow the rules of combat.
Why would I get into a physical like restraining thing with my wife and then call the cops? That's like calling the cops on yourself. Like I'm fighting. I'm fighting this bitch.
I got her in the sharpshooter right now. Like I'll break this bitch leg if y'all hurry up again.
No. What are you talking about? You expect us to fight back and then snitch on ourselves? Like
exactly, that's ridiculous.
Because that's all it's gonna end up being at the end of the day. Because they don't.
That's slick manipulation. Because they know the system is on their side.
It's a major.
Call the cops. That's the safest way. Safe for who?
They end on this because they wanted one of the men to say something crazy like, "I'll whoop your."
Right.
They wanted the man to say that like, don't you ever hit me? I'll lay you out.
But I won't say that was the energy they had, but they was like, yeah, don't put your hands on me.
Because we all know we can.
All these women are skipping over the main point of everything. That's what they kept trying to draw home. Y'all skipping the first thing.
To make that point.
Why are you punching me? Why are you putting your hands on me?
Exactly.
Start there. Yeah. Talk about what I should do afterwards. You can't tell me how to react.
That's terrible. Yeah, women love to play what if like that though. Right. We're not playing this game. That's basically what most men got to do. Be like, no, I'm not playing this game.
You can try to give a person all the guidelines on how you should act when I get in these modes and all that shit, but at the end of the day, if you can't control yourself, I'm gonna protect myself.
Right. Maury, you been quiet.
Man, you been very quiet.
Well, shit, y'all been talking shit.
No, I
thought you said the thoughts of the ULI podcast did not reflect the views of Maury.
Nah, y'all was saying to the show, bro. Like, don't. Why you hit me for one? Like Chris said, don't hit me. Don't put your hands on me. Don't. I got one story. So I got a
Maury story.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. So thank God.
This may or may not make the cut. We'll see. Let's
go. My caddy mate, whatever. He cool dude. You know, he had the job. We working and stuff. He went out with his girl. They get into it, a little shindig, or get into those kind of physical altercations. She's hitting him supposedly
in the public. In public?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay.
Allegedly.
That's how bold they be.
Allegedly.
She is allegedly she was assaulting old dude. Mm-hmm. He called the cop. He called the cops on her. Mm-hmm. Hey man, this girl's assaulting me. This and that. Da, 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 da. He gets booked into jail.
That's what Brian was saying.
And got fired from the job.
That's what Brian was saying.
And got fired from the job. And he's still with her.
Oh, yeah.
I said, oh, no.
See?
Wow.
And that's why these hoes think that shit is acceptable.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why they think that shit is acceptable.
Yeah. You gotta have boundaries, man. You have to draw clear boundaries in the sand. Like, one time is enough. One time's enough for me.
That's it. One time too many, bro.
Yeah. I tell Harry all the time, don't put your hands on me. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Yeah, don't. Nah.
I mean, there's the flirty type. That leads to something else.
Yeah, but no. Don't swing on me.
Don't swing on me in the fit of, we in a disagreement, or, you don't like what I did or whatever. Don't come at me with the hands.
Or even you just feeling yourself. Just don't.
Do not do that.
I'm not some magical being that doesn't feel pain. Like, don't fucking hit me.
Wait, Brian, I'm so somebody
you can't
said that.
take it?
That's another thing. Where do you women get off on telling us what the fuck hurts us or not? If you punch me in my eye, I don't care if you 5'2".
She can't.
If you 5'2" and you punch me in my eye, that shit gonna hurt.
If somebody
still an
says,
eye.
ow,
It's gonna hurt.
Ow, stop it.
If you come and kick me in my nuts, it's gonna hurt.
Definitely an ow.
I don't care how
Also,
tall,
that
big,
is
skinny,
an
little.
opener to a fight. I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
I don't know. No eye workouts. I don't know. No nut workouts.
Come on. Did you karate chop me in my throat and shit? That shit would hurt. So I don't get where they remember. What's her name? Amber Heard was saying that shit in the Johnny
Depp situation. Yeah.
He was like, "But you was hitting me." She said, "Shut up! It didn't hurt, but it didn't hurt you.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
didn't hurt you.
yeah.
That does not mean anything."
It looked like, not this speculation, allegedly, it looked like Daddy Lay was on that shit too with the baby situation. But it was on camera, so she couldn't do nothing. She was like, "Oh, nigga, that camera wouldn't. I'd have bopped you in the head, nigga."
Really wanted to, bro. But I don't get where y'all get that notion that you get to tell us what the fuck hurts or not.
Hurting or not, it's a principle.
Pain tolerance is
principality in this, bro. Don't fucking.
And it is principle.
I can take it. I don't like pain.
No.
So
But with more, that's principle. Even pain, if you didn't hurt,
it don't hurt me.
principle.
Don't do that.
Can't allow these habits.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, you bold now, huh? All right.
If you won't hold a man to a
Give it
higher
up.
standard, don't try to physically punish a man. Just don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right. Find a way to communicate
Because
yourself.
all we deal with is physical punishment. We don't need that shit from you.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
This is the safe haven, right? It's
What
supposed
we
to be.
need, somebody needs to come up with an accountability vaccine, and we need to vaccinate all these bitches
Right.
for accountability, because we've seen them actively jump over the accountability to say, but you should have
But
the
you
duty
don't.
to.
You
no,
don't.
but you shouldn't put your head. Okay, you said that, but
You don't.
you don't think it's your duty?
Butts.
The duty.
Yeah, we about there.
We getting close to time here.
So let us know in the comments, man. Do y'all agree with it? Do you think everybody should keep their hands to themselves? Or y'all think some people think men should not hit women under no circumstances?
There's a lot of men that think that too.
Yeah, a lot of men that think that. So y'all let us know in the comments what y'all
Women
think.
should get taught the same shit.
Yeah. I think both those rules are
Get
fair.
taught the same shit. Don't put your hand on a nigga if you don't want to fight. It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, it's not a double standard. The double standard
gonna be a fight.
is in the results. That's
Right.
the double standard.
Right.
But yeah, we can wrap it up.
There you go.
All right, y'all. Another episode of You a Lie.
You a lie.
We talked about Brian Flores and him suing the NFL on racial discrimination and coaching and how that situation going with him. Hopefully he gets a job, man. I hope he get a job for sure. He's suing the NFL. Yeah,
Time will tell.
I hope he get your money, man.
If they gonna give you a job, get paid, brother.
There's worse coaches in the league now than him.
For sure.
For
So I don't know why he ain't even got none yet. But hey, man,
sure.
we'll find out what goes on with that situation. We talked about Joe Rogan and his comments he said about blackness and stuff like that. Old dude said he was tan and stuff like that. So if he tan, man, Chris is a white man for sure.
Dang, going backwards.
Brian, why exactly. And we talked about We talked about Brian. We talked about the females Hindus.
I didn't know if you was gonna get there.
We talk about females Hindus, man. Is it? It's not okay. We all know it's not okay.
Right.
Is it up to the man
to restrain ourselves from hitting you back?
Y'all expect a lot
That's a
of
good
men.
question. That is a really good question.
And if you a bigger bitch than me, I might slap a bitch. Straight up.
Yeah, I think there's a spectrum of answers.
I might.
I feel like
Some girls need to fail.
in general, I feel like you are within every right to defend yourself.
Right? Baby D coming at you.
Yeah,
I got a wrong one. I'm sorry.
If Baby D coming at me with that much force, nah, man, you gonna bop me? I ain't no way, bro. You get these ass, bro. I know you what?
So we say no. I was gonna say never mind. That's
If Dave Chappelle can tell a story about getting into a fight with a lesbian, maybe it's not as bad as we think it is.
But we seen the backlash on that too, though.
Yeah.
And if
Real
you
ones
got,
are for you, so don't-
And if you got ding-a-ling, get out the scene for sure. Get out the scene. Get out of here.
Or at least know what scene to go to.
At least you know. Yeah, get out of here.
Somebody got to be into that. Man.
There is somebody into it.
Yeah, somebody got to be
Not over here. It ain't over here though.
Yes. No, we are not obligated to say Caitlyn Jenner is a beautiful woman.
No.
Bitch is ugly.
And respect that answer, though.
And respect it.
And respect that answer. That's
I
what
don't
it is.
think every bitch is fine.
That's
Sorry.
Hell no.
If you want to call yourself a bitch, you're an ugly bitch.
Right. Whatever. Yeah. Well, exactly. But That's neither.
Not my governor.
That's neither here nor there.
But you can catch us on, we got YouTube, we got Instagram, we got
Facebook,
Buzzsprout, Facebook, we got all that. We got the 805ENT.com.
Get the merch. Who merch check?
Get the merch
check. Who got merch?
You got the merch.
Yeah, we in regular shirts.
They merched up. Yeah, man. We got the merch on, man.
These niggas was merched out in LA. And I forgot.
Yeah.
With me. I didn't even have it on.
Yeah, man.
Do the branding.
You
You
go
feel me?
on the website, get the merch, man. We appreciate everybody watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. We been getting a little more comments here and there.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, it's all little conversation.
Oh yeah,
That's all it is.
That's what we want, right?
That's what we want.
for, yeah.
That's what we want. So definitely appreciate everyone being.
And we figuring out ways to honor our most interactive viewers. So y'all keep it up, man.
Y'all done stuck with us. We gonna have something.
Yeah, y'all doing the rocking for us from day one. It's like Europe and
even in the town too.
Yeah, in the town,
cousins and everybody.
All that, man. We appreciate everyone that like and watching. We keep it up. We're gonna definitely keep it up in 2022 for sure.
For sure.
Check out for our traveling plans. We're gonna either do a cruise or Jamaica. We're gonna do something.
We're gonna do
something.
out of the country.
We get out of the country for sure.
Fill this passport up.
We finna use this passport,
We're gonna for sure use it, man. But shit, y'all, it's been another episode.
Wait, where you at?
Oh shit!
Yeah, he trying to get him out of here.
Damn, bro.
That sound like a foul to me. Yeah, he pump faking again.
I said missing something, bro. But my tag is
Shot.
I mean,
Josh_Will15. This is Snap.
That's nice.
Man, what? Al bounced back though. It's cool.
Your bounce back was on 100.
I was kind of surprised by
He did bounce back.
I was proud. By IGJ_Will_RC. That's where you catch me, man. Sir D's where you find that, bro.
That's Sir D's, man. All my shit. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
You still in jail?
Oh, shit. No, I had a 3-day restriction. It's up now.
Damn, man.
he had a little probation. I'm
on probation.
You getting caught
now.
slipping, man.
I got my ankle monitor off.
Had to check in.
Is that like a look but don't touch situation?
Ooh, I can like this right now. I can like this. I won't though.
They limit how much where your posts show up on other people's timelines. Like they'll put it at the bottom of your.
That's doing too much.
That's funny.
That's fucking doing too much.
Yeah, that's what it explains.
Shit, man. Chris, where you can find that, bro?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm gonna commit 2022 to be more social on my social media, man. I need to put my shit out. I got all this shit I be doing, and I don't ever post it. So I need to backlog some shit and throw it on. It's just so unnatural for me. And as the marketing dude, I should be better about that, right? So I'm gonna throw it on there. I'm gonna just own that flaw in my hits. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that. And so Instagram, C-Boy Designs. Holla at me there. DM me for all y'all needs. And holla at me.
Brown with a Y, man. Where you can find you at?
With the Y.
Brown with a Y.
You can troll me.
Stay at the Y.
You can troll me at BDana24. Nigga, don't sing that while I'm doing my shit. Oh, man. At BDana24, troll me. If you want to watch me game, I haven't streamed in a while, but I will be.
You don't stream Destiny? Y'all be on the Destiny?
Hey, yeah, we should get
you guys can actually catch us playing Destiny. We might YouTube that live or something eventually.
Yeah.
But we have streamed Destiny one time. But yeah, Mind of Cal or Your Game Name's Lame. You might catch all of us running a game. Among Us.
Mr. Gama.
But and occasionally
Slide
work on Chap Snap. I keep saying I'm gonna take Chap Snap. Just put Chap Snap down there.
Chap Snap.
I'm gonna make it.
What about the BBB, man? The blow by blow, man. When that coming?
Man, we keep altering, tweaking. It's gonna be good when we get it.
It's gonna be real good.
It's a timing and everything. We gonna get on our shit. We gonna have it. Y'all gonna enjoy that content. I'm for sure.
It's gonna be hella good. But
the big booty.
Big booties is coming.
Big booty. But man, that's gonna episode You're Live. We'll catch y'all.
You alive?
Alive.
Yes, sir.
And we out.
That's the episode.